if there's one thing in this day and age I couldn't care less about, it has to be mobile phones. I think they're all great phones, however, they received all the same upgrades in the last years. Faster processors, better screens, better cameras. Hell, they even look all the same. So, to me personally, I've grown tired of those devices. They were a big hit in 2010, 29, and even still up to 2013. I was really into these things, but the last years, I don't know. I just don't find anything interesting in them anymore. So I thought, why don't I go back to this time where I actually was interested in smartphones, and I'd buy a device that back then cost a lot of money, and yeah, so I bought an iPhone 4S. However, it's not perfect. I will now unbox it. Now, wait. Got my postal code on here. Alright, no, it's fine. Now, I bought this iPhone 4S for 26 euros. 26 euros. I remember when this thing was new. It didn't cost 26 euros. Not at all. And actually, for now, I just realized I bought an iPhone for 26 bucks. I mean, nobody could have thought that in 2010 or 2011 when that was released. You would always think iPhone, expensive. Wow, Apple, expensive. And then a couple of years pass, and his once flagship device costs 26 bucks. Wow. However, this one is not perfect. This has a broken screen, or at least it's supposed to have. And, that's what's making it so cheap, because there are so many of these around. There are thousands and thousands of iPhone 4Ss that don't have broken screens, and even those are cheap because it's an old phone. So the unlucky previous owner, kind of had to give it away, because 26 euros for an iPhone, I can't get over that fact. I mean, if you've ever bought an iPhone in 2010, 2011, it just doesn't go into my head, But now I think we should check this out. Now with this packaging, there is a slight room for improvements, but then again, what do I expect? I mean, this was a steal, so I don't complain about the wrapping. At least I don't see the box of it coming out or so. So yeah, let's see what we got. I mean, other than the cracked screen, it's still supposed to be working. I actually don't remember the color. I think white. Come on. Alright. There's nothing in it anymore other than the iPhone 4S box. Yeah. Now, I'm actually a proud owner of two iPhone 4s. One of them is here. And that guy has a iCloud locked logic board, but is other than the power button perfectly functional. And why am I putting this here is I want to show you the differences, the very, very tiny differences from an iPhone 4 to an iPhone 4S. Let's see this amazing iPhone 4S. Oh yeah, there you go. Now, the guy obviously forgot the kind of plate where the iPhone always sits in. And, other than the phone and the box, there is nothing actually else included. Alright, well, okay. It is, what model? An 8GB model. OMG. That is like the cheapest iPhone 4S you could get in white. It's actually the first white iPhone I have ever owned. I was never a big fan of this, but for now, for collection purposes, I think it fits the collection quite good because the rest of my iPhones are all black. So, let's see if it actually powers on. So here is the good old 30-pin connector. Let's plug it in. And it's powering on. Good. So for just for reference, I've got here my very first iPhone. This was my first ever iPhone. It is an iPhone 4 16GB. There's everything working with it except the speakers. And I've had this the entire time. And I still use it for something, as you can see. I still use it for listening to music. It's basically my iPod. So I've got all my music on there. So as you can see, I'm still using a freaking old device in 2018. So I hope I am not going to cut my fingers when I use this device. Let's see. I'm kind of afraid. Oh, I can even feel the slight imperfections here. There's no SIM card in it, so we will not be able to activate it without one, or at least not the easy way. So I will quickly get a SD card, probably steal it out of this one and just put it in just to activate. But first, as promised, we will actually has a little charge, so it doesn't die when unplugged. I will go through the differences between an iPhone 4S and an iPhone 4, of course, with the perfect cracked screen. So here is an iPhone 4, and from the front, other than the incredible crack party on the right, you can't really see much, and that's because there's no difference. If you look like this, you will also see basically no difference at all. If you look here, same thing. The back looks like 1-to-1. There's nothing different here. But yeah, there it comes. If you lift, do you even lift the iPhones? Oh my god. If you look from the top, you will see a difference. As you can see on the iPhone 4, we got this line. On the 4S, we got no line. I suppose this is an antenna. And if you move it on the side, you got all the same buttons, except you got this line on the 4S and no line on the 4. And I think they switched these lines over because there were people complaining on the iPhone 4 that the signal reception was so bad. And maybe when they kind of moved it here, it was better. Now, I just love the amazing apology from Steve Jobs to this fail. He just said, well, yeah, just hold it differently. Man, nobody wants to admit their errors, right? So these are the only visible differences to tell apart an iPhone 4S from an iPhone 4. So I will now go ahead and activate that fella here, so we can actually look and see if the software is up to date, or see what iOS version it runs, because then I can tell you what iOS it supports. Okay. Well, looks like this SIM card trace. Okay. Oh wow, that required a pretty hard push. So let's see if we got here a spare SIM card, only for the sake of activating phones. All right. Okay, here we are. The iPhone is working. It really is working. And it is running iOS 7.0. That is an older version, I think. Oh, what was that? Activation succeeded? What? I mean, this looked to me that it just like crashed, but whatever. The SIM card is not working. Well, yeah, I don't give a crap. Come on, no. What? I never had this error. I mean, why can't you just fucking activate? I don't. Why does it? This is none of your business. Oh, come on now. I was in the freaking home screen. What is this shit? Oh, come on. What is that, mates? Please tell me. Now I gotta deal with this stuck tray again. And now I'm back at the home screen. Well, haha. I kind of tricked you. So I'm not gonna keep that card in here. I'm just gonna leave it as is. And so now it doesn't, bitch around. Well, at least I'm in the phone. That was my main purpose. So I'm gonna give that guy here a SIM card. Because otherwise I'm just gonna lose it somewhere. So let me give you some specifications. This was released in October 2011. I remembered when David and me were so desperately looking for one of those because we wanted to try out this lady here. Oh, is she not activated on this phone? Well, I really never use Siri, but I gotta show it because this was like the key feature of this phone. Siri, yes, activate. Good. Would you like to activate that? Hello, Siri. It's German, whatever. Hallo, Siri, Jocken. Haha. Well, this was the key feature. We were so desperately looking for one. And I remember one store in our nearest town had one of those. And people were going crazy over it. Now, you see billions and millions of those. But back then, oh boy. It was a serious upgrade. It had an 8 megapixel camera, 1080p, and I remember that was a big step up because this only had a 720p camera and it's a 1080p, and that was such a big improvement. Really, it was. We got 512 megabytes of RAM. I think that was the same as the iPhone 4s, or maybe not. Maybe you can tell me. And a famous Retina 3.5-inch screen, which was fine for everybody back then. Even the screen size, nobody bitched about that around, but whatever. And the biggest thing, I think, in my opinion, was that it is not a single core, but a dual core processor. And it's just something very not impressive in this day and age. But back then, oh boy, a dual core processor in a phone. What? Oh my god. I think these were the two key features, at least for me, Siri and the dual core processor, and maybe also the 1080p camera. Now, of course, the front camera is still meh, it was upgraded a bit. I see it here. It's got 480p, but like it really is not the best. Hello, there you can see me. Where should I look? Did I directly look at you? I don't know. So let's switch that around. Here we got the 1080p camera, and that was really one of the first phones where I could actually use one of those photos for something, and that did, still looking decent. This phone also came with iOS 5, and it is supported up to iOS 9.3.5. However, I'm not sure if I want to take it there, because Apple likes to slow down their older devices on later firmwares, and I don't think there's a way to downgrade this. Maybe there is. Maybe somebody in the comment section knows. I know that you can downgrade iPhone 4s easily. However, iPhone 4S's I'm not sure, so I will keep it because iOS 7 runs pretty darn good. So that is my iPhone 4S. It's in perfectly working order apparently, and this crack even just so slightly past the camera, so this is not messed up. So it has the cracked screen, but it's still completely functional. It has this crack here, but well, that's not so bad. So guys, my iPhone 4S, latest purchase. Look forward to a video, actually quite funny video, because we will attempt, and I'm using the word attempt, to replace the screen on this iPhone. I already ordered the screen. I hope I ordered the white. If not, then we have a mixed phone. Well, wouldn't really be a problem, but whatever. we'll see us probably being very incompetent, you know. But this is us. The purpose actually bought this for, to kind of replace an iPhone screen, see how it goes. I know, the story looks different on modern iPhones, but this is a good start because these things are so dirt cheap, and it doesn't matter if you break one of those really, because they are around like millions. So yeah, I hope you liked it. It's still kind of boring because who cares about an iPhone 4S, but whatever. See you later.